Hey guys, what's up? Got my Sphinx here, bringing you guys a Gren Maju to Eiza OTK deck profile. So, there really isn't much to this. You just use Pot Desires, ban 10, and then you can also use either Millions to ban uh, multiple cards, but we'll get into all the combos a little bit later. So, first off, we're running for the hand traps one copy of Max C because it's limited. Three Ass Blossom and Joy Spring, it negates literally pretty much anything. Not literally anything, but pretty much anything. I just found out in playtesting this deck, this actually negates Max C itself, so that's pretty cool. It negates Trickshot Reincarnation. It negates a lot of cool cards. Simo actually has a video of every meta card Ass Blossom and Joy Springs negates, so there's a video of that if you want to go check him out. And he's a great YouTuber, so I'd suggest subscribe. YouTuber, so I'd highly suggest subscribing to him. He's a great person. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Battle Fader. This is probably the best battle stopper because this card this card not only will negate an attack and end the battle phase, but you also get a free monster, and it's banished when it leaves the field, which of course works greatly with Maju Eiza. Finally, for the final hand, 3 hand traps running 3 copies of Swift Scarecrow. There's no real reason for running him other than the fact that he's a battle stopper. He's like a worse battle fader basically. Um, so there's that. Um, and just in general, he's a pretty good card. Not as good as Battle Fader, especially in this deck, but you know he'll do. Moving on to the non-battle traps, we have 1 copy of Neospatial Granimal. He's just really good. Um, he is basically one of those cards that just no matter what you're running, he's amazing to have on board and in hand, just to always bounce something back. The best part about him is he doesn't target, so cards that aren't affected by cards that aren't affected by being targeted. Cards that target, this card still will run over, well not run over it, but this card will still bounce it back, and that's amazing. Moving on, we have 2 copies of Necroface. If this card's normal summon, shuffle all banished cards into the deck. If you're about to lose a duel and this is literally your only option, instead of normal summoning it, set it, because A, it's got a decent amount of defense points for its level, and B, um, honestly, there's just no reason to screw over your entire deck's win condition just for this one card to gain a little bit of power. So honestly, I just recommend either setting it or using it as an Allure Darkness target. That way you can easily get back your power that you may have lost earlier on. If you didn't open up with Pot of Desires, or if you didn't open up Eater of Millions, and it's just really good. So there's that. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Eater of Millions. I actually didn't like this card until I grew a brain cell and actually read it. um, Cannot be normal summon or set. Okay. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 5 more cards from your hand, field, and or extra deck face down. Um, I knew it was special summoned by banishing extra deck cards, but I never knew that you could banish cards from field and hand as well. Um, Honestly, it doesn't really matter. This card will probably be like, what, 20k at best, but who really cares? This face-up card on the field cannot be attributed, nor used as material for fusion, synchro, or exceed summon once returned at the start of the damage step. If this card dies on the opponent's monster, you can ban that opponent's monster face down. So that's really good. Moving on, we finally have the star of the deck, 3 copies of Gren Maju to Eiza. This card's amazing. This card's attack and defense are equal to the number of your remove from play cards, banished cards, times 400. You can tell it's an old card because it says remove from play, not banished. And you know how Konami is about spending extra money printing a few extra words, so you can tell how that just is a testament to how old this card is. But the fact that it's still alive and kicking, actually saw a little bit of competitive play for a little bit, is actually really good. Moving on, I have 3 kaiju cards. I'm running 1 copy of Game of Steel, the Sea Turtle Kaiju, getting rid of problematic monsters if I don't have Neospatial Grand Mole on the field, or if I can't get Grand Maju Eiza. You just click throwback to the Eiza. It says both attack and defense, meaning even if you set it, they can run it into it when it will have like 4,400 and potentially make them lose game by that. One Jitsukiri to start destroying Kaiju. Ideally, you'd have both these cards in your hand at relatively the same time. That way you can run over it. And if your opponent has like 1,000 or less life points left, or get that into their last 1,000 or so, maybe even 1,500, this is just a good way to wrap it up without having to worry about anything else too much if you don't have like much of the Eiza. And that will end our monster lineup. Then onto spell lineup, we have one Raigeki, one Dark Hole, one Upstart Goblin, and one Soul Charge. Raigeki and Dark Hole is just standard cards really in any deck. Upstart Goblin, they get life points, which would at first seem counterintuitive to the deck, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. I've gotten to this guy to up to like 16k before. It really doesn't matter. One Soul Charge because honestly, your Grand Maju Eiza is going to get destroyed. There's no real card to protect him, so you might as well just go ahead and use this card to bring him back. And what's like 1,000, 2,000 life points to you at the price of getting a decent board established again. Meanwhile, we're running 3 copies of Pot of Duality. Excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand. Also, after that, shuffle the rest back into your deck, and you can only activate 1 Pot of Duality per turn. You cannot spend summon, which is another turn to activate its effect. Well, I'm sorry, this card. Well, first off, this kind of screws over your Kaijus and your millions, and that's kind of bad, but it doesn't really matter, especially if you're going first. So, Pot of Duality, I mean, if you want to, you can just side it out. That's why I have side out options, but I just think it's worth running, especially in tricky cases where you don't have Grand Maju or Eater Millions. Well, I guess not so much Eater Millions, but or if you have a lore and you want to search out your Necroface, that way you got an AOD target. That's really good too. Moving on to the best card in the deck, you have the Pot of Desires, which literally is the only card in the entire deck that makes this deck playable. So, just a few little rulings real quick. First off, if you just Pot of Desires and you ban Necroface, rip, because you don't get her effect. If you banish it face up with Eater of Millions, you do get her effect. If you banish it with AOD, you do get her effect. If it's banished, you do get her effect. If it's banished face down, you're screwed. No, okay, well, you actually kind of are, but anyway. Padzars literally has no downsides in this deck. Ban 10 cards, which the 10 banished cards alone makes Grand Maju Eiza a 4K beat stick, which is amazing for a normal summonable monster. And then you get to draw 2 cards, so it's like you're really not doing anything. You're not suffering from this whatsoever. And of course, you only activate 1 part of Desires per turn. There's that. Then on your triple AOD, Lord Darkness, just draw 2 and ban 1 Dark Edge monster from your hand. Or if you're not, you just discard your entire hand. There's been times where you just screw yourself over with AOD, so that's why I just have Soul Charge in there just in case. If you're like the unluckiest person alive. But mainly your only target for this is gonna be Necroface. I guess Battle Fader if you really have to. But other than that, you kind of want to keep your Eater of Millions. So that wraps up the spell lineup. Move on to the traps. It's very, very, very simple. 3 Solemn Strike and 3 Storming Mirror Force. Solemn Strike because it's a staple, and 3 Storming Mirror Force because it's the best Mirror Force in the game right now. Moving on to the extra deck, this is completely just anti-meta, and we'll get into that a bit later. 1 Master Dark Law, 1 Master Acid, 1 Enraged Mechama, 1 ABC Dragon Buster, 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Side-Flame Lord Omega, 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, 1 Sylvan Princess Sprite, 1 Totally Awesome, 1 number 41 Maguska the Terra Taper, 1 number 39 Utopia, 1 Spot Double Helix, 1 Deco Talker, and 1 Firewall Dragon. These 2 cards are purely because I have a bad time with the hero matchup. Well, I haven't necessarily had a bad time with it. In fact, it's a pretty easy matchup because I don't play back row that much in this deck. When I do, it's Solemn Strike, so I could just do that. But, it's really just super duper easy to, get over them. But again, I'm mainly playing this for 2 reasons. 1, just to ban them all, and 2, if I decide to side in my Ghost Reaper and Lunar Cherries, then I have a very nice lineup of anti-meta, an anti-meta like deck, so that's amazing. So moving on to side deck, that is my 3 Ghost Reaper and Lunar Cherries and why I play it. 1 Antarctic Kaiju Slumber, 1 Potted Economy, 3 Twin Twisters, 3 Cosmic Cyclones, 1 Solemn Morning, and 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. So that being said, it's going to conclude the deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your host, Commerce Phoenix, signing out. See you guys next time. Have a good one.